Every Tom, Dick and Harry is now offering a beekeeping course, isn't
That's
it?
right, yeah.
So the one problem that I've got with your courses, so here's a question, and I might be pushing the envelope a little bit, but right, welcome, Coffee with Kristie.
Morning.
Okay.
So today we thought we'd talk a little bit about how to become a beekeeper. So one of the things that we often encourage is that people attend a beekeeping course, and it must be practical. The first few that we attended were not exceptionally practical. So each beekeeper that was, or potential beekeeper was on the course, didn't get the opportunity to touch the frames. They just watched. They watched the beekeeper doing it. You know.
Yeah.
So the course that we run, the next one that's coming up is on the 12th of April in Howick, which is in KwaZulu-Natal. And we do a bit of theory, but then we go and do quite a bit of practical. Yeah. So that when you leave, every single person on the course will have an opportunity to go through a hive, identify what they're looking at, and we learn as a group, which is really quite fun.
So there's quite a few beekeeping courses that have popped up. I'd say like over the last 2 years, especially.
Yeah.
Have popped up all over the place. Every Tom, Dick and Harry is now offering a beekeeping course, isn't
That's
it?
right. Yeah.
So it's getting more and more difficult for the guys that are entering into beekeeping
to know where they should go.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Who is and I know they're working hard to get courses accredited and all that type of stuff. But in the meantime, I think one of the critical things, if you want to go to something, you want to be able to walk away with some knowledge.
I think one of the key factors is being able to learn from someone who is a good teacher.
Yeah.
That's often, like we went to three different beekeeping courses.
Yeah, I know. And some of them were like,
some of them, the guys have amazing knowledge. They just aren't able to
convey it and
make it do it in a way that's memorable.
I think that's the problem, is that a lot of beekeepers are bee people. They're not people.
Yeah.
and I think that's where your advantage is, that you go along and you actually you were a CETA accredited assessor.
I am still CETA accredited assessor and moderator.
We did all those learnership courses that we taught and everything like that, and hundreds of students so far. I think last year you just topped over 210 beekeepers that you trained.
Yes, I think we're quite a way into that number.
Not that you're trying to go for the quantity.
No, so quality. Each course we only have 12 spaces. We never do more than 12. 100%. Just so that everyone gets that personal touch and whatever. And one of the things that, and if you've ever been on our courses, maybe put some little comments on how you found the experience and whatnot. But most of the time, the people come back and they say it was fun. It wasn't like sitting in a classroom. I won't teach you all the technical terms for everything, because at the end of the day, when you're in a beehive and you've got bees buzzing on you, and you don't need to remember a fancy word for something, you just need to understand what it does and what you need to do if it's there. Yeah. So I try and make it fun. I dance around and jump around. And we all have a good laugh. So it's a fun way to learn, and it's not one course and you're done. We touch on the most vital things in the level 1 course, and then once you've got a bit of beekeeping experience, then we do level 2, when you have a better understanding of how hives work and how your bees react.
So the one problem that I've got with your courses is that it's too cheap. I think if I've looked at all the other courses, the other guys are charging like over 1,000 rand per person for the course. Whereas why not just, surely you're undercutting the industry. Why don't you push your price up to match up to everyone else's?
I could do that, but the main reason I haven't, our prices have stayed the same for, I think, the last 2 years. Yeah. For me, it's about the passion of teaching people and that's why we started this industry.
YouTube channel.
Yes.
It was
so basically, I'm passionate about beekeeping. I'm passionate about teaching people about beekeeping, and so it's not a money-making thing for me. It's more about getting people who are passionate about bees together in a room, and let's all learn together.
You have your commercial side of the business that you make money on and stuff like that. That supports your lifestyle and everything. Yeah. But the bee course is basically for you to be able to spread your knowledge. And like I say, it's a lot more cost-effective. Not that that's the gauge that people should be on. You don't think that people sometimes say, "Oh, well, it must be cheaper."
Maybe.
It's a cheap course.
maybe that's the case. But
tell us what you think.
It's a 1 day. We start at 8 in the morning. We finish at 3 p.m.
What is the price?
The price is $8.50 per person.
Okay.
If you've got your own bee suit, then that's it. But if you need to hire a suit, you pay an extra $100.
That's nothing.
That basically pays for it to be washed and whatever. And we just have a good fun day playing in beehives.
The guys that are charging well over 1,000 Rand, 1,300 Rand, or whatever it may be, what are they getting extra over and above your course for that money?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. Right, let's say what we'll cover in our course. Okay. So we start off with an introduction to beekeeping. So if you're going to be a beekeeper, what are the regulations that govern beekeeping?
Yeah.
Okay. So we touch on that. We touch on various organizations that you can become affiliated to, etc., and then the guidelines of keeping bees in your garden or in a residential area. The next thing that we touch on is who is in the hive. So you've got the queen, the drone, and the worker bee, and what their functions are. And then we talk about food and who eats what, how's it brought into the hive, etc. And then we talk about a bit of behavior. So swarming, robbing, finding hives. So how the bees actually will, when they are swarming, how do they choose their new home, and how can we take benefit from that?
Yeah.
And then that will lead us on to various diseases that are found in the hive, parasites, diseases, and how to treat them. Some of that we'll do in the hives because the hives that we keep here, that we do inspections on for the training, are not kept perfect.
Yeah.
So that the beekeepers will have an opportunity to actually view a problem, and we will fix it together in the hive. So and I can easily show you lots of perfect hives. But what are you going to learn from that?
Exactly. Yeah.
So we take you to the nursery where we've got lots of sick, lame, and lazy hives.
It drives me insane because I often go in the evenings and I'll go and work on the hives, and you go along. Kristie stops me and she says, "No, I've got a course on the weekend. Don't touch him.
Leave him. If the hive is cross-combed or not queen right, we do all that kind of stuff in the practical.
Okay.
And then we also obviously cover all the equipment. So I'll introduce you to all the different beekeeping equipment, what it's used for, whether you need it or don't need it, because some of it, although it's there and it's for sale, I'm not an advocate for that particular product. So we'll do that. And then and then we also obviously do the practical. And there's where we learn loads of stuff.
Okay.
There'll be a light snacks available, and
okay, so let's
talk playing with bees.
Let's talk time frame. All right. If I come on a bee course with you, all right, how long does it take to actually do the whole course? I mean, how many weeks do we do this course over?
No, it's 1 day.
1 day course.
Yes.
And you will cover morning theory, afternoon practical.
Yeah. So we'll do probably until about 10, 10:30. So we do an hour or two of theory, and then we go into the hives, because I believe you're going to learn a lot faster if you see it and you do it yourself. And then once we're done, everyone's done their practical, we come back and we touch on anything that we haven't covered in the apiary site.
Okay.
And it also, if you're spending quite a bit of time going through hives, it also gets past that fear factor. You become more comfortable. You're not going to get comfortable working in a beehive, sitting in a comfortable chair in an aircon room. Okay. Let's be honest. So you need to feel that sweat dripping down down your face and just getting stuck in.
So here's a question, and I might be pushing the envelope a little bit, but hear me out first.
Okay.
There is this old timer that's been doing bees a lot longer than what you have.
Yes.
He's quite well known in the industry, and he does bee courses, and he does them over about, I think it's like 5 days or something like that. And he's obviously, it's a couple of grand for this course and stuff like that. And he's literally a textbook of information. And really, I mean, a lot of people like to rip him off because he's too much to the
too technical.
Too technical. But how does that, call it a 4 or 5 day course, differ to your 1 day course? And let's not talk about the money wise, but I mean the time frame. But I mean,
I think the biggest thing is, I think that there is a place for that course, and I would love to attend a course like that one day.
Yeah.
But when you're starting out, when you start driving, do they teach you how the whole engine works?
Yeah.
Yes, it's an interesting thing to know, but you need to know that to be able to drive.
You need to know where the clutch.
You need to know the clutch, the accelerator, the brake is very important, and the gears. But I don't believe that a beginner should start with a course of that magnitude. And over time, as your interest increases in beekeeping and whatever, you will learn all those things anyway because you'll research them yourself. So there is a textbook of beekeeping, which I believe every single person should have.
But they call it the
blue book. It's now green, but it's a blue book. But you're not going to learn all of that as a beginner. I'm going to teach you the essentials. What do you need to keep a hive healthy for a season? Once you've got that down, increase your knowledge.
So if they walk away from your course, how many hives will they be able to manage their own hive?
Yes. They should be able to manage at least 10.
Okay. Once they walk away from you,
they can leave you with a beehive and be a beekeeper.
Okay.
Fantastic. So I'm confident that when you leave my course, you know exactly what you're doing in your hive and what your bees need.
Right. And if they leave and they're still a little bit nervous, can they approach you for information or
100%.
Some support?
So we have a WhatsApp group which anyone can join. And basically you can join that WhatsApp group and ask questions. It's a very friendly, it's a lot of our past students are on there. And it's a learning journey. So this is the start of a journey of learning.
So you're focusing on those entering into the industry. Hey,
never had any experience. And I've even had people who they never want to be beekeepers, but they're interested in bees, in learning about bees and having an experience. I've had families come out where they come and spend the day and just do bees, and it's just a fun outing as well. So it's not just if you're going to become a beekeeper, because maybe you never will. It's not for everyone. But how do you know? I mean, the first time we went on our beekeeping course, I never thought for a second I would be so hooked. But I left there like, oh my word, this is what I want to do. I love it. You know, but how will you know that if you never have that experience?
I think also the other thing is at the end of the day, I mean, if they do leave your course and they still feel a bit nervous, because let's face it, it can be intimidating. And we encourage
we can join people in servicing their hives, and we have done for a number of
we've got a backyard team that can go with to your place or to where your hives are kept and service your hives with you.
Yes, so that and especially, you know, sometimes the servicing is all fine until it's time to harvest honey. Then it's another it's totally a whole different ball game. So, you know, when your nerves are still a factor, having an experienced beekeeper who can put you at ease and say, don't worry, this is how we do it, and show you how it's done or whatever, can really make a big difference.
So just coming back to the old timer with the extended bee course and everything like that, I think he's amazing and stuff like that. So, but I think that would, like you say, that is for those who are going into more advanced stuff. And so is the blue book. And
also people who have a short attention span and can't absorb knowledge like information.
Well, most of us
are like that. I mean, I can't sit and like, you know, listen to a lecture for 2 hours. I start
daydreaming. It needs to be interesting.
It's be interesting.
Exciting.
Yes.
And interactive.
Exactly. And that's exactly what we offer. So I hope you guys will come and join us. If you'd like to make a booking or inquire about our course, if the 12th of April isn't going to work for you and you'd like to join another one, we only run a few of these per year. We used to run one every month, but it gets very, very busy. And so we run one every 3 months. So you actually need to go on the waiting list if you are interested. We have got a few spaces still available for the 12th of April. So if you'd like to book, we're going to put a link down in the comments where you can contact Renee, who handles our bookings.
And rather go on the waiting list, and then you can always postpone your booking.
Yes, sure.
Than not get on.
Like we said, we only have 12 people per course. So it fills up very, very quickly. You know, one group is now booked. I think there's 5 of them all together. So that's one person with 5.
And value for money. What did you say? It's 300 rand? What?
850 rand.
850 rand for the whole day, with a bit of a snacks for in between. And you get the theory, you get the practical,
and you'll go home with a little booklet and a little certificate, and
you'll feel like you walk away with something. You won't walk away with one of those technical lectures where you feel like you need to go home and sleep. 100%. You feel like, wow, I want to get into this.
Well, that's the goal. We hope so.
Cool.
Anyway, guys, hope to see you there. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. See you soon. You use your other hand to drink, silly Billy.